Amatyakaraka placements in various houses in Pisces Navamsha till the sixth house. The Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes spirituality, compassion, intuition, and imagination in various areas of life. The placement of Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha reveals how these qualities manifest in domains such as personal development, wealth accumulation, communication, and service. Amatyakaraka in the first house in Pisces Navamsha. Individuals with Amatyakaraka in the first house in Pisces Navamsha are characterized by a strong focus on spiritual identity, compassion, and personal growth through imagination and empathy. Leadership and personal development comes through their ability to connect with others emotionally and embrace spiritual wisdom in guiding their personal journey. Their identity is closely tied to their spiritual insights and creative expression, thriving when they can inspire others through compassionate leadership and spiritual guidance. These individuals excel in careers where spirituality, healing, or creative arts are central, focusing on how they can uplift and inspire others while growing emotionally and spiritually themselves. Amatyakaraka in the second house in Pisces Navamsha. When Amatyakaraka is placed in the second house in Pisces Navamsha, the emphasis is on wealth through spirituality, creativity, and emotional intelligence. Financial success is tied to their ability to use spiritual insight and compassion to accumulate wealth, often excelling in fields that involve artistic expression, philanthropy, or healing work. Speech and communication are imbued with empathy and sensitivity, and they may use these qualities to connect with family and build wealth through creative or spiritually aligned ventures. They prioritize emotional wealth and spiritual fulfillment over material gains, often seeking careers that allow them to nurture others while building financial stability through compassionate service. Amatyakaraka in the third house in Pisces Navamsha. In the third house, Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes creative communication, relationships with siblings, and the importance of expressing emotions through spirituality and art. Success in communication comes through their ability to channel spiritual insights into their work, excelling in creative writing, public speaking, or teaching in areas that explore spirituality or emotional well-being. Relationships with siblings or close contacts are deepened through compassionate communication, and they often play the role of the emotional healer in their immediate circles. Wealth and recognition come from using their creative expression to connect with others on a spiritual level, excelling in careers that allow them to share emotional wisdom and spiritual truths. Amatyakaraka in the fourth house in Pisces Navamsha. Amatyakaraka in the fourth house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes emotional security, home life, and spiritual grounding. Success in emotional security comes from creating a home environment that fosters spiritual growth and emotional well-being, often excelling in home-based spiritual practices or roles that involve counseling and healing within the family or community. Motherly figures, or those connected to their home, provide emotional support, and they are driven by the need to create a nurturing and spiritually fulfilling home life. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to provide emotional support and spiritual guidance to others, often excelling in careers that revolve around caring for others or creating spiritual sanctuaries at home. Amatyakaraka in the fifth house in Pisces Navamsha. Amatyakaraka in the fifth house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes creative expression, spiritual wisdom, and emotional growth through children, romance, and intellectual pursuits. Success in creativity comes through the ability to use spiritual insights to fuel their artistic talents, excelling in roles that involve artistic creation, spiritual teachings, or mentoring in areas of emotional and spiritual development. Relationships with children and romantic partners are deeply spiritual, and they often seek to guide others through compassionate love and spiritual wisdom. Wealth and recognition are achieved by using their creative talents to inspire others, often excelling in careers that involve spiritual teachings, artistic expression, or guiding youth towards spiritual awareness. Amatyakaraka in the house. Amatyakaraka in the 6th house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes service, healing, and emotional care in professional life, with a focus on compassionate action. Success in service comes from their ability to use spirituality and empathy in healing professions, often excelling in fields such as nursing, counseling, or spiritual healing, where compassionate service is required. Health and wellness are central to their journey, and they often use spiritual practices to maintain balance in their own life while caring for others. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to serve others through emotional and spiritual healing, excelling in roles that involve selfless service, spiritual caregiving, or healing arts. This overview of Amatyakaraka placements from the 1st to the 6th houses in Pisces emphasizes how spirituality, emotional intelligence, and creative imagination shape the individual's approach to personal development, wealth accumulation, and professional service, helping them thrive in compassionate leadership, healing work, and creative expression. Amatyakaraka placements in various houses in Pisces Navamsha 7th to 12th house. The Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha continues to emphasize spirituality, compassion, imagination, and intuitive leadership as it affects areas like relationships, career success, and spiritual growth. Here's how it manifests in the remaining houses. Amatyakaraka in the 7th house in Pisces Navamsha. In the 7th house, Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes spiritual partnerships, marriage, and collaborative relationships. These individuals are drawn to deep spiritual connections in both personal and professional partnerships. Success in relationships comes through their ability to connect with others on a deep emotional and spiritual level, excelling in partnerships that are built on trust, compassion, and spiritual harmony. Marriage or long-term partnerships are influenced by a desire for spiritual union, and they often seek a partner who shares their values of compassion and empathy. Business partnerships thrive when rooted in shared spiritual ideals or humanitarian goals, and they excel in collaborations that promote emotional healing, creativity, or spiritual service. Wealth and success come through partnerships where spiritual understanding and compassion are central, allowing them to build lasting relationships based on mutual respect and spiritual alignment. Amatyakaraka in the 8th house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes spiritual transformation, emotional depth, and dealing with shared resources or inheritance. Success in transformation comes through their ability to navigate emotional crises and spiritual rebirth, excelling in roles that involve psychology, mysticism, or spiritual healing, where deep transformation is required. Shared resources and inheritances may play a significant role in their life, often dealing with financial matters related to death, transformation, or spiritual inheritance. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to transform obstacles into opportunities, often excelling in careers related to spiritual counseling, financial management, or dealing with crises. Spiritual depth is central to their decision-making, and they often take roles that require intuitive leadership in handling emotional complexity or shared resources. Amatyakaraka in the 9th house in Pisces Navamsha. Amatyakaraka in the 9th house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes higher learning, spiritual wisdom, and philosophical exploration. Success in spiritual leadership comes through their ability to use spiritual knowledge to guide others, excelling in roles such as teachers, spiritual leaders, or philosophers where wisdom is shared with the broader world. Travel and exploration are important as they often seek spiritual growth through journeys, either literal travel or philosophical exploration, using their experiences to teach and inspire others. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to apply their spiritual wisdom in teaching roles, often excelling in careers that promote spiritual learning and philosophical reflection. Decision-making is influenced by their desire to grow spiritually and expand their understanding of the universe, with the ninth house in Pisces promoting philosophical exploration, and compassionate wisdom. Amatyakaraka in the 10th house in Pisces Navamsha. In the 10th house, Amatyakaraka in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes career success, public recognition, and spiritual leadership. Career success is tied to their ability to lead with compassion, excelling in roles that require spiritual leadership, public service, or creative expression, with a spiritual focus. Public recognition comes through their ability to inspire others through spiritual teachings, healing work, or artistic leadership, often gaining visibility in areas that involve empathy and compassionate service. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to lead with emotional intelligence and spiritual wisdom, excelling in careers that promote compassionate leadership, spiritual guidance, or creative artistry. Decision-making is driven by their desire to achieve spiritual success in their career, often using intuition and creative insight to guide their professional path. Amatyakaraka in the 11th house in Pisces Navamsha. Amatyakaraka in the 11th house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes humanitarian goals, friendships, and spiritual ambitions. Success in humanitarian efforts comes through their ability to lead groups toward spiritual and compassionate causes, excelling in roles that involve charity work, spiritual community leadership, or humanitarian service. Friendships and social networks are deeply spiritual, and they seek relationships that share their values of compassion, empathy, and spiritual growth. Wealth and recognition come through their ability to inspire others toward collective spiritual goals, often excelling in group leadership roles that promote spiritual growth or humanitarian service. Decision-making is guided by their desire to use their spiritual insights to help others, with the 11th house in Pisces emphasizing collective growth, spiritual service, and humanitarian ambition. Amatyakaraka service. Amatyakaraka in the 12th house in Pisces Navamsha emphasizes spiritual retreat, isolation, and selfless service. Success in spiritual service comes through their ability to use compassion and spiritual insight to heal others, excelling in fields that involve spiritual healing, retreat work, or philanthropy, where selfless service is central. Isolation and retreat may play a significant role in their journey, allowing them to focus on spiritual development and the healing of others through compassion and empathy. Wealth and recognition are tied to their ability to provide spiritual guidance and healing in isolated settings, excelling in roles that involve spiritual leadership, humanitarian service, or retreat work. Decision-making is influenced by their desire to achieve spiritual liberation through selfless service and compassionate leadership, with the 12th house in Pisces emphasizing spiritual healing, sacrifice, enlightenment. This overview of Amatyakaraka placements from the 7th to the 12th houses in Pisces Navamsha highlights how spirituality, emotional intelligence, and compassionate service shape the individual's approach to relationships, career success, and spiritual growth, helping them thrive in spiritual leadership, humanitarian efforts, and healing work.